I have a question for you. What are your goals? That may sound like a strange question when you're talking about divorce, but the truth is, not having goals is one of the biggest mistakes I see people make in divorce all the time. Hi, I'm Karen Covey. I'm a divorce advisor, attorney, mediator, and coach, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about having goals for your divorce and why having goals is so important. Goals give you direction. They give you something to focus on and something to achieve so that you can actually get where you want to go at the end. For example, in life, if you walk out the door of your house and you don't know where you want to go and you don't know what you want to do and you just start walking, at the end of the day, you're going to be somewhere, but you might not be where you want to be. The same thing is true in divorce. If you're in a divorce and you just sort of go with the flow or go as things happen, react instead of act, let your divorce happen to you instead of taking control over it, at the end of your divorce, you're going to be divorced, but you might not be in the position that you want to be in. You might not have the things that really matter the most to you. And that's why having goals is so important from the beginning. Because if you have goals and you know what you're shooting for, then every single decision that you make in your divorce, if you keep your goals in mind, you're going to have a much more principled time going through your divorce, and you have a way better chance of actually being where you want to be once your divorce is over. And let's face it, that's what you really want. I mean, you want to be through your divorce so that you can get on and live your life in a better way. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you're still dealing with the past for years and years after your divorce because you didn't think about it when you were going through it. So that's why having divorce goals matters so much. But not all goals are created the same. In divorce, you want to have goals that are SMART. And SMART stands for specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-bound. So let's talk about those. Specific goals are ones that you can define, that are clear, simple, and easy to be defined and measured, because specific and measurable go hand in hand. So let me give you an example. Let's say your goal is to get as much as you can in divorce. You really want to take your spouse for everything that you can and end up with as much money as you can. I understand the feeling, but as a goal, that's not very smart, because what's everything you can get? Is it $5? Is it $500? $5,000? $5 million? You can't measure it. It's not specific, so you don't know whether you've achieved it or not, and it's hard to go for. And at the end of your divorce, you can get all the way to the end and not know, did I get the most I could have gotten? Could I have gotten more? Could I have gotten less? You're never going to know, and you're going to feel horrible, and you're going to keep second guessing yourself for who knows how long. You don't want that. You want a goal that's specific and measurable, something like, I want 50% of the assets at the end of the divorce. Well, at the end of the divorce, that's very specific. You just add up what you have, divide it in two, and you either have 50% or you don't, and you know you have something to shoot for all the way through your divorce, and you know whether you got it or not. So that's specific and measurable. What's achievable and realistic? Well, achievable means possible, and realistic, think of it in this context as meaning probable. So, for example, it might be theoretically possible that you get 100% of your children's time all to yourself, but realistically, it's probably not going to happen. So you want goals when it comes to your divorce that are both achievable, like you can get them, and probable that you will get them. And the last criteria for goals is time-bound. In other words, having a 10-year plan is great, but when it comes to your divorce, you want to know at the end of your divorce, did you achieve your goal? Are you in the position that you wanted to be in at the end of your divorce so that you can move forward with your life? Those are SMART goals. Now, the last thing you have to think about when it comes to divorce goals is prioritizing them. And I know this is probably the hardest part, because it's hard. Divorce affects so many important areas of your life. How do you prioritize one over the other? But the truth is, unless you do that, if you've got a goal here and here and here and here, and you're going after 1,000 goals, You're going after no goals. So you have to prioritize what matters to you the most, and not just in your divorce, but in your life. Where do you want to be at the end of your divorce? Think that far out and say, this is my number one goal, this is my number two goal, and then keep those goals in mind so that as you're faced with decisions in your divorce, and you're going to be faced with a million decisions, I promise you, right? Decisions you never even thought of. If every time you face a decision, you say, if I do this, is it going to take me closer to my goal or farther away? If I do that, am I going to get closer to my goal or farther away? And you let your goals inform the decisions you make in your divorce. That's when you end up having a better experience and getting, to the place at the end of your divorce where you really want to be, so you're ready to start a new life. I hope these tips have helped you. If you like them, give a thumbs up to the video. And if you want to hear more divorce tips, go to my blog at KarenCovey.com, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.